Naruto is 4 years old when he remembers dying through somebody else's eyes. He can't read a map, make a clone, or name a thing sealed inside him, but he can smell Kushina's blood and feel Minato's hand on the bars, and when the memory ends, the third Hokage is standing over a child who suddenly knows exactly which adults have been lying to him. Welcome back to Araragi, and if you like what-ifs where knowledge carries its own danger, leave a like and stay with me, because Kurama's whole life is trapped inside Naruto, but the memories arrive like nightmares, and Naruto never gets to choose which one wakes up. The trigger is a portrait in Hiruzen's office. Naruto has been caught painting one whisker on every stone face above the village, so Hiruzen brings him inside, sits him beneath the portraits of the 4 Hokage, and attempts a patient explanation about respecting village property. But Naruto barely hears him because the 4th's painted face is looking down from the wall, and then the office vanishes. Naruto is enormous, furious, and bound in red chains. A Sharingan fills his sight, and the world bends around one command as his own body attacks Konoha while he fights from somewhere behind his eyes. The memory jumps. Minato stands before him with blood on his cloak. Kushina's chains hold his claws, and between them is an infant with whisker marks. The fox lunges, and Minato and Kushina move together and take the claw through their bodies. Kushina calls the baby Naruto, and the memory ends with iron gates closing across Naruto's own vision. He wakes beneath Hiruzen's desk, screaming for a mother he has never met. Hiruzen reaches for him. Naruto crawls backward and points at the 4th's portrait.
He was my father! The red-haired woman was my mother! You knew!
Hiruzen goes still. Naruto can't explain how Kushina's chains felt around a body the size of a building. He can't describe the masked eye without feeling it turn inside his skull. He repeats the parts he can hold. The 4th, the baby, the claw, the fox placed inside him. Hiruzen tells him that nightmares can borrow faces from the wall. Naruto asks why the woman called the baby by his name. The old man answers that some truths were hidden to keep him safe. Naruto hears only the word hidden. That night, the next memory pulls him below his apartment. Naruto stands ankle deep in black water before a gate covered by a paper seal. Red eyes open behind it. The fox remembers this corridor. Naruto has never seen it.
What have you done?
You're inside me.
Answer me. How did you enter those memories?
I looked at a picture and they hit me.
The fox presses its face against the bars. Naruto receives another flash. Stone pillars, a circle of smaller beasts, and an old man with strange eyes reaching toward them. It lasts one breath. The fox's anger snaps it shut.
My life is not yours to wander through.
I don't want it! I want to know why my parents died!
Ask the village that used both of us.
Naruto wakes before dawn. The memories continue without warning over the next 8 years. A chain at a market stall brings back Kushina pinning the fox. A red and white fan painted on a wall brings a glimpse of a man with long hair and Sharingan standing on the fox's head. The smell of wet stone brings the old man and 9 young beasts, but never enough words to explain who they were. Naruto writes what he sees in a cheap notebook. Most pages make no sense later. Red eyes, stone moon, old man called us, sand won loud, a hand on fur. He tries demanding answers from the Ninetales. The fox ignores him for months at a time. When it speaks, it corrects one detail and adds nothing else. Hiruzen admits that Minato and Kushina were Naruto's parents, after Naruto describes the sealing room too accurately to dismiss. He confirms the Ninetales is inside him. He doesn't reveal every village secret to a 6-year-old. Naruto interprets each withheld answer through the fox's suspicion. Hiruzen tries to give him one fact at a time. Minato was the 4th. Kushina carried the Ninetales before him. They chose to protect Naruto when the village was attacked. He refuses to name the masked man because he doesn't know the identity, and he refuses to describe the politics around a dead Jinchuriki to a child. Naruto hears each refusal as proof that the next memory may contain something Hiruzen once hidden. He tests the old man. Naruto describes a spiral carved into the ceiling altar that he didn't actually see, and watches Hiruzen's face. Hiruzen says no such altar existed. Naruto changes the color of Minato's cloak, hears and corrects him without hesitation. The answers don't make Naruto trust him, they teach him that memories can be checked. At 7, the Uchiha district goes quiet overnight. Naruto hears adults whisper the clan name and remembers Madara's Sharingan inside the fox's eyes. For weeks, he watches Sasuke from the far side of the academy. Sasuke has the crest on his back and no red eyes yet. He eats lunch alone, rejects help, and flinches whenever an older brother is mentioned. Naruto understands none of the massacre. He understands the empty seat beside another child. He sits there once. Sasuke tells him to leave. Naruto says the other seats are worse. They finish lunch without speaking and return to disliking each other in class. That makes childhood harder, not easier. When shopkeepers close doors, Naruto remembers cages. When instructors watch his chakra too carefully, he remembers Sharingan control. He enters the academy expecting every kindness to become a restraint. Iruka annoys him because he keeps coming back. He scolds Naruto, buys him ramen once, assigns extra cleaning, and learns which window Naruto uses when he skips. None of those actions resemble the human beings in Kurama's oldest memories. Naruto waits for the resemblance to appear. It doesn't. One afternoon, Naruto falls asleep during detention and wakes with red chakra burning across his sight. He sees villagers from another century driving the fox away from a settlement with fire. Kurama's fury arrives before names or reasons. Naruto wakes swinging a broom at Iruka. Iruka catches the handle. Naruto expects punishment and receives a question. Was he still in the room? Naruto says he doesn't know. Iruka puts the broom down, opens the window, and makes him name 5 things he can see. Academy yard, red roof, 3 clouds, broken fence, Iruka's ugly sandals. The last answer earns extra detention. It also brings Naruto fully back. Years later, Jiraiya will give the exercise formal columns. Iruka gives it to Naruto first without knowing why it works. On the night Mizuki sends Naruto after the Scroll of Seals, the betrayal loses its biggest weapon. Mizuki shouts that Naruto contains the 9 tails. Naruto already knows. What he doesn't know is whether Iruka sees the fox or the boy. The giant shuriken answers first. Iruka covers Naruto with his body and takes the blade across his back. For one instant, Naruto feels Kushina and Minato take a claw meant for an infant. The memory tries to make the 2 sacrifices identical. Naruto looks at Iruka bleeding in the present and refuses the shortcut. Minato and Kushina were his parents. Iruka is his teacher. He chose this without any seal forcing him.
You knew what was inside me.
Iruka tells Naruto he knew, and that he also knows the boy who ruins his lunch, skips class, and works until his hands bleed when failure finally makes him angry enough. Naruto opens the scroll and learns the multi-shadow clone jutsu. The inherited memories don't help him form one seal. His own practice does. The clearing fills with clones, and Mizuki disappears beneath the first decision Naruto can call completely his. Team 7 forms along the same broad road. Naruto dislikes Sasuke on sight, Sakura dislikes Naruto's behavior, and Kakashi discovers that all 3 would rather fail loudly than eat together quietly. The memories change what Naruto fears, not the bell test result. Wave changes more. The first Sharingan trigger doesn't come from Sasuke, it comes from Kakashi. Zabuza traps Kakashi in the water prison. Naruto and Sasuke free him with the transformed Shuriken plan. Kakashi lifts his forehead protector and opens the copied eye. Naruto drops the kunai in his hand. Madara's gaze returns, the fox's muscles move against its will. The present blurs until Sakura grips Naruto's shoulder and points at Kakashi, copying Zabuza's seal.
Naruto, look! Kakashi is on our side!
That's an Uchiha eye!
Kakashi isn't Uchiha.
Borrowed. Long story. Stay behind me.
Kakashi uses the eye to protect them. He reads Zabuza, breaks the water clone rhythm, and ends the first fight. Naruto's body remains tense every time the Tomoe turn, yet the present action never becomes the remembered one. That evening, Kakashi finds Naruto awake at Tezuna's house. Naruto asks whether the eye can make Kakashi control the 9 tails. Kakashi doesn't laugh.
One Uchiha once controlled the fox. The eye was part of it. That does not mean every Sharingan carries the same ability or the same intent.
How do I tell before it happens?
Watch what the person does when they have the chance.
It is frustrating advice. Naruto wants a sign inside the eye. Kakashi gives him behavior. Inside Haku's demonic mirroring ice crystals, Sasuke awakens his Sharingan while trying to track the Senbon. He turns toward Naruto. Red eyes and Tomoe fill Naruto's view. Madara's memory tears through him. Naruto sees the Valley of the End before the statues existed. He feels Sharingan close around the Nine-Tails' will. He feels a human order reach into muscle, claw, and mouth. The rage belongs to Kurama. Naruto's body accepts it anyway. He swings at Sasuke. Sasuke ducks the punch and takes 3 Senbon meant for Naruto's throat.
What are you doing, idiot?
Naruto sees red eyes. He also sees Sasuke bleeding because he moved to protect him. The 2 images don't fit, and Naruto has to choose which one belongs to the person in front of him.
Look at me again.
Bad time to get needy.
Just do it.
Sasuke faces him. Naruto lets the Sharingan remain in the present. The eyes are young, strained, and attached to the teammate insulting him while standing between him and Haku. Madara is gone. Sasuke is here. Haku's next volley strikes. The fox's chakra rises through Naruto as it did in canon, pulled by rage and fear after Sasuke falls. The difference is direction. Naruto doesn't attack the red eyes in front of him. He follows the sight those eyes found. Sasuke calls the mirror Haku will use. Naruto floods it with clones and red chakra. Haku abandons the route, appears at Naruto's blind side, and finds Sasuke already turning. Together, they force Haku out of the mirror field sooner. The ending on the bridge still costs Haku and Zabuza their lives. Naruto's memory can't give him Kakashi's speed or stop Haku from choosing Zabuza over himself. When Haku moves to intercept Lightning Blade, Naruto receives no warning. Kurama never knew Haku. The inherited life contains centuries and still has nothing for the one person Naruto needs to reach. Haku falls. Zabuza follows after Gato's betrayal. Naruto stands by the graves and understands the limit more clearly than any lesson could teach it. Old memory can tell him why a pair of eyes frightens the fox. It can't replace attention to a new person. After the mission, Sasuke asks why Naruto hit him. Naruto says the Sharingan reminded the fox of someone. Sasuke wants a name. Naruto has only long hair, armor, and the feeling of being controlled. He says he doesn't know.
Then remember this part. I am not him.
I know now.
Sasuke accepts that answer and tells Naruto the punch was still terrible. The conversation continues on the boat home because Sasuke won't leave a weakness unexplained. He asks whether every use of the Sharingan gives Naruto one of these attacks. Naruto says Kakashi's eye caused the same memory and became easier once he watched what Kakashi did with it. Sasuke asks if Naruto expects him to prove himself every time his eyes change.
I expect you to warn me before you stare straight at me with them.
In a fight?
Say my name. The other guy never did.
Sasuke thinks the request is ridiculous. He also saw Naruto disappear inside the memory for 3 seconds while Senbon were flying. He agreed. At the next training session, Sasuke activates the Sharingan and says Naruto's name. Naruto still feels the fox's panic. It lasts 1 second instead of 3. Sakura makes them repeat the test until Naruto can keep his guard up, then points out that Sasuke is spending chakra to help Naruto practice being looked at. Both boys tell her to stop making it sound strange. The exercise doesn't turn memory into immunity, it gives Team 7 a way to pull Naruto back without guessing. The Chunin exams carry Team 7 toward Orochimaru, the Curse Mark, and the Konoha Crush. Memories warn Naruto about the feel of killing intent and restraints. They don't tell him who Orochimaru is or how to beat him. Hiruzen still dies. Sasuke still receives the mark. Naruto meets Gaara before the finals and feels a presence behind his eyes unlike the fox. The trigger remains quiet until their battle. In the preliminaries, Gaara's sand catches Lee, and Kurama's memory responds with the taste of desert dust. Naruto sees Shukaku as a small beast arguing beside a river that no longer exists. The fragment ends before Hagoromo enters. Naruto goes to the seal that night.
The One Tail. What's his name?
His name is not your business.
His Jinchuriki is hurting people.
Humans made a weapon, placed him inside it, and complain that the weapon cuts them.
I still have to stop him.
Then stop the boy in front of you. Leave my memories out of your excuse.
The fox sounds cruel. Naruto also hears the useful boundary. A memory of Shukaku can't decide what Gaara will do next. When Gaara gives himself to sleep and Shukaku rises over the forest, Naruto sees the old memory clearly for the first time. 9 young beasts sit around Hagoromo. The smallest ones fidget. The one-tailed beast draws patterns in the dust and snaps when the fox's tails erase them. Hagoromo places a hand on each head and speaks their names. Shukaku. Naruto returns to the present on Gamabunta's head with the name already leaving his mouth.
Shukaku! Wake Gaara up!
The sand beast stops laughing.
How do you know that name?
An old man gave it to him. The fox was there.
Gaara doesn't understand. Shukaku does. The beast's anger turns from wild amusement to focused hatred. It calls the fox a liar and Naruto a thief wearing another beast's memories. The accusation reaches Naruto through the shared pressure between Jinchuriki. Naruto can't answer while dodging wind bullets. He and Gamabunta still fight. Naruto still reaches Gaara and breaks the sleep holding Shukaku in the world. The final exchange changes because Naruto knows the monster has a history separate from its host. Gaara asks why Naruto keeps fighting for other people. Naruto doesn't deliver an answer about loneliness. He points at Temari and Kankuro watching from the trees.
I saw what you did to protect them in the arena. Look at them now. They still came after you.
They fear me.
So do I. I'm still here.
Gaara looks. The fight ends with both boys unable to stand. Temari carries Gaara away. He doesn't thank Naruto. He tells him to ask the fox why it remembers Hagoromo and never speaks his name. Naruto watches Temari lift Gaara carefully, expecting fear in every movement. She is afraid. She adjusts his arm anyway. Kankuro takes the other side. Gaara lets them. That sight becomes present evidence Naruto can carry without borrowing it from Kurama. At Hiruzen's funeral, Naruto remembers other funerals through the fox. Hosts whose names never reached him. Shinobi celebrating a capture, villages rebuilding around cages. He closes his notebook instead of writing them down. Hiruzen's pipe, Konohamaru's face, and the empty hat at the front belong to the life happening now. That night, Naruto visits the seal and asks whether Shukaku heard him.
He heard you use his name as if you had earned it.
I needed his attention.
You got it. Do not expect gratitude.
I wasn't asking for thanks. I wanted Gaara awake.
The fox studies him. Naruto used the name to reach the present host, then stopped when the fight ended. That restraint is small. Kurama doesn't praise it. He also doesn't force Naruto from the corridor. Naruto sits in the water until the fox closes its eyes. For once, the silence feels like a choice rather than a locked door. Inside the seal, the Nine-Tails refuses to answer. Hiruzen's death brings Jiraiya and Naruto away from Konoha to find Tsunade. It also removes the man whose presence kept Itachi's agreement with the village in place. Itachi and Kisame enter the Leaf, then pursue Naruto to the hotel. Sasuke follows his brother. Jiraiya returns before the capture succeeds. When Itachi opens his Sharingan, Naruto receives the birth memory again, a masked eye forcing the fox against Konoha. The sensation is wrong. Itachi's chakra is cold and controlled. The remembered chakra around the masked man felt rough, spiraling, and hungry. Both use Sharingan. They aren't the same person. Naruto says it aloud before Jiraiya can push him behind the toad barrier.
You're not the masked one. Your eye doesn't feel like his.
Itachi's attention shifts fully to Naruto.
What masked man?
The one who controlled the Nine-Tails when I was born.
Kisame asks whether they should take Naruto immediately. Itachi tells him to wait. Sasuke reaches the corridor and attacks before either can ask more. The reunion remains brutal. Itachi stops Chidori, breaks Sasuke's wrist, and uses Tsukuyomi. Yet he no longer makes Sasuke watch the massacre for an endless day. Naruto's statement has confirmed that Minato's attacker and the masked Uchiha tied to Itachi's worst secret may be visible through the Jinchuriki's memories. Itachi shows Sasuke one instant. Their parents on the floor, Itachi crying where Sasuke couldn't see him. Sasuke collapses confused rather than psychologically buried beneath repeated murder. Naruto catches him before his head strikes the floor. Sasuke wakes for 1 second in his arms and asks whether the tears were another trick. Naruto can't answer. The memory belongs to Itachi, and Naruto didn't see it. Kisame swings Samehada toward both boys. Jiraiya's hair catches the blade and drives it into the wall.
Naruto, get Sasuke behind me. Eyes down.
The kid knows something our side would pay to hear. We leave now.
Kisame objects. Itachi points out the toad flesh sealing both ends of the corridor and the growing number of leaf chakra signatures below. He frames retreat as tactical, keeping Naruto's value out of the argument. Jiraiya traps Itachi and Kisame in the toad's stomach. Amaterasu cuts their exit. Before Itachi leaves, one black crow feather falls beside Jiraiya and opens a genjutsu only when he touches it. Itachi's recorded voice gives 3 facts. The masked man helped destroy the Uchiha. He has authority inside Akatsuki beyond what his public role suggests. Naruto's inherited reaction may be the first way to distinguish his chakra without seeing his face.
Do not teach Naruto to trust the memory blindly. Teach him to test the man standing in front of it.
The feather burns. Jiraiya tells Naruto only the parts he can use. A masked Sharingan user attacked the village at his birth. Itachi knows the man and fears what he is building. Naruto's memories may help, but every enemy who learns about them may try to use Naruto as a tracking tool. Naruto asks why Itachi spared Sasuke from the longer illusion if he wants the boy to hate him. Jiraiya says Itachi may have changed his calculation after hearing about the masked man. He refuses to turn the guess into fact. Sakura remains beside Sasuke at the hospital. When he wakes fully, he describes the single image. Kakashi confirms that genjutsu can reveal truth, lie, or a mixture chosen to injure. Sasuke asks which one Itachi used. Kakashi says they need evidence outside the illusion. That answer keeps Sasuke in Konoha for the night. It doesn't remove Orochimaru's mark or the need to confront his brother. Sasuke wakes in Konoha with one impossible image of Itachi's tears and no explanation. He remains angry, vulnerable, and drawn toward Orochimaru, but the hatred is no longer clean enough to carry him without questions. Jiraiya decides Naruto can't stay in the village waiting for the next trigger. They leave after Tsunade accepts the position of 5th Hokage. Naruto expects travel, Rasengan training, and answers about the masked man. Jiraiya begins with 4 columns on a page: trigger, memory, guess, present fact. Naruto hates the exercise immediately.
I already lived it. Why do I have to write it down?
You felt it. The fox lived it. Those are different claims.
Same head now.
The corridor floods around him before Jiraiya can answer. Naruto stands at the gate. The Nine Tails is waiting.
The old fool is right about one thing.
Which thing?
Feeling my pain does not make it yours. Knowing who hurt me does not give you my permission to tell my life.
Shukaku is alive because I remembered his name.
You saved his host. Do not confuse one useful act with ownership.
Naruto wants to argue. He remembers Iruka and the choice to judge one person by the present. Kurama deserves the same rule, even while refusing him.
Fine. Next time a memory comes, I'll ask what I can use.
I may not answer.
I'll still ask.
Naruto wakes over the page and writes the 5th word Jiraiya didn't include: permission. Jiraiya reads it upside down.
Keep the 5th column. It may stop you from becoming the kind of seal master who thinks access means consent.
Aren't you a seal master?
Which is why I said it.
Their first training test uses no jutsu. Jiraiya burns cedar beside the road, a smell Naruto associates with a remembered shrine. A fragment begins. Naruto names the trigger aloud, holds the present road in sight, and lets the old shrine pass without moving his feet. He fails twice. On the 3rd attempt, he stays beside Jiraiya. Kakashi meets them at the village gate with Naruto's mission papers. He has added a sealed page for Jiraiya describing every known trigger: Sharingan, chains, cedar smoke, tailed beast chakra, and Minato's image. The list is useful and already incomplete.
Do not create dangerous triggers just to see what comes back.
I wasn't planning to find Madara and ask him to stare at me.
Keep that plan.
Sakura arrives with food for the road and strict instructions to bring back the container. Sasuke arrives last. His wrist is still wrapped from Itachi's attack.
If you find the masked Uchiha, don't decide what he is from the fox alone.
You're using my advice now.
It was Kakashi's.
Naruto promises to return with a name. Sasuke tells him to return with evidence. Jiraiya leads Naruto through the gate. The boy carries one notebook for his own life and leaves Kurama's fragments on separate pages, each marked with what he knows, what he guesses, and what he has permission to use. The first night outside Konoha, Naruto wakes before a memory can take him. Rain taps the roof of the roadside inn. Jiraiya is asleep by the window with one hand still near his kunai. No red eyes, chains, or old battle pulled Naruto awake. He simply heard weather. He writes that down in the notebook meant for his own life. He also writes the date, the town, and the weather, details that belong only to him. Inside the seal, the Nine-Tails notices which book he chose. The fox says nothing. Naruto doesn't enter the corridor to demand a response. He closes the cover and goes back to sleep. That small separation is the first skill Jiraiya teaches him, even before the Rasengan. A memory can explain the fear arriving in Naruto's body without being allowed to choose what Naruto does with the next minute. The training journey doesn't turn Naruto into a historian. Most triggers produce nothing. Some produce too much. Jiraiya brings him to a ruined shrine mentioned in an old report. Cedar smoke causes Naruto to see 5 different shrines from 5 different centuries. He can't tell which one stood on that ground. A rusted chain gives him Kushina's anger so sharply that he nearly strikes the owner of the cart carrying it. Each time, Jiraiya makes him fill the same page. Trigger, rusted chain. Memory, Kushina's chakra chains around the fox. Guess, the cart owner may be a seal user. Present fact, the man repairs farm gates and has never met Naruto. The 5th column asks whether the memory can be shared. Kurama usually answers no by remaining silent. Naruto still trains as a shinobi. He improves Rasengan, learns to break simple genjutsu, builds stamina, and fights Jiraiya's shadow clones until his first response to Red Eyes becomes movement instead of panic. None of those skills arrive from the fox. That separation matters to him. Jiraiya tests the separation in ways Naruto hates. He uses a cheap illusion to give a bandit Minato's face. Naruto recognizes the trigger, breaks the genjutsu, and still hesitates because striking his father's image feels wrong. Jiraiya knocks him into a tree.
You used my father's face!
An enemy might use mine. Break the illusion, then check the person.
You could warn me first.
That defeats the test.
Naruto spends the next week using transformation to put Tsunade's face on every restaurant owner who presents Jiraiya with a bill. Jiraiya calls this abuse of training. Naruto calls it present evidence that the method works. The real progress arrives more quietly. Naruto can wake from Kurama's memories and name where his own body is. He can keep a conversation in the present while an old battlefield flashes behind it. He can stop a sensory fragment from turning into an accusation before checking the person who triggered it. Kurama notices. He rarely helps, but twice he ends a memory before Naruto walks into traffic. On a winter night, he corrects the order of 2 hosts Naruto had combined into one person. Naruto asks permission before writing the correction. Kurama tells him to write only the names, then changes his mind and gives no names at all. Naruto leaves the page blank. At 14, he senses Shukaku in a border town before seeing Gaara's face. The memory shows the one tail pressed against the demonic statue's empty shell, chains pulling from an open mouth. Naruto drops to one knee in the street. The fragment is brief and wrong in one important way. Kurama never lived that moment after the sage split the 10 tails. It is inherited terror of the body they were divided from, not a memory of Akatsuki's future extraction. Jiraiya waits for Naruto to finish the page.
What do you know?
Akatsuki wants the beasts! The fox remembers a statue that can hold them. I don't know how they use it.
Enough for a warning. Too little for a claim about the method.
They carry that warning to the sand. Gaara is Kazekage when Naruto returns. He receives Jiraiya in the council chamber and Naruto on the roof, where official witnesses can't turn every word between Jinchuriki into policy. Naruto explains Akatsuki's pursuit, Itachi's warning, and the statue fragment. He separates each source because Gaara has learned to ask the same useful question: who saw it happen? Kurama won't answer Naruto's request to share more. Shukaku responds from behind Gaara's seal before Naruto finishes. The One-Tail recognizes the statue by Chakra and fills Gaara with enough fear to send sand through the roof tile. Gaara doesn't call it proof. He calls it enough to prepare. The sand builds an emergency system around Gaara's ordinary defense. A sealed strip goes inside his gourd, tied to a messenger toad Jiraiya leaves with the village. If Gaara feeds the strip a precise pulse, the toad reverse summons to Mount Myoboku, carrying his location and condition. The signal requires Gaara to choose it while conscious. It can't track him forever, or save him after extraction begins. Temari and Kankuro receive authority to call Konoha without waiting for the Sand Council. Chiyo reviews the seal and complains that trusting leaf toads with the Kazekage's location is an excellent way to create two crises. She approves it anyway. Months later, Deidara enters the sand from above. Gaara protects the village, takes the clay trap meant for the streets, and falls. Before the final sand shield closes around him, he sends the pulse. Sending it changes the capture. Gaara has to move Chakra away from the shield protecting the village and into the strip buried in his gourd. Deidara sees the gap. His clay bird dives through it and closes a bomb around Gaara's left arm. Gaara can keep defending the rooftops, or crush the bird before the bomb seals. He chooses the village again. The explosion breaks his defense and Sasori catches him before he reaches the ground. Temari feels the messenger toad vanish from the sealed room below. She doesn't wait for the council. Kankuro pursues Deidara and Sasori while she sends the formal request to Konoha. The Sand Elders object to sharing a Kazekage's capture route with the Leaf. Chiyo tells them the route stopped being secret when two Akatsuki members flew through the front gate. The decision saves the hours the council would have spent protecting its pride. The messenger reaches Jiraiya while the battle is still ending. Konoha receives the request before Kankuro begins his pursuit. Team Kakashi leaves that night with Chiyo's medical notes already copied from the Sand Channel. Team Guy moves at the same time. Sakura prepares antidote principles on the road instead of first seeing the poison in Kankuro's body. They gain hours in small pieces. Kankuro survives Sasori's trap long enough to describe the puppet tail and iron sand smell. Sakura treats him on arrival, but her preparation shortens the work. Chiyo identifies the Akatsuki cave from routes the sand had marked during Gaara's contingency planning. By the time the extraction reaches its final stage, Team Kakashi is already at the barrier.
He's still alive! I can feel Shukaku fighting in there!
Feeling resistance tells us the extraction is active. Sakura?
Chiyo says Gaara still has a pulse through the seal. We break it now.
The two teams remove the barrier tags together. Team Guy's replicas still appear, but Lee recognizes that their copied movement doesn't learn. Guy turns the fight into repetition. Force each replica to answer the same combination, change the last strike, and finish before fatigue erases the advantage. The cave opens while Shukaku is still inside Gaara. For 1 second, Naruto sees all 9 phantom shapes around the statue. Some are only projections from the Akatsuki members. One is Shukaku's chakra being pulled out of Gaara in bands. Kurama roars from behind the seal. The sound shakes Naruto's balance. He asks one fast question inward. Can he cut the band? Kurama says no. Striking extracted chakra with Rasengan could damage Shukaku or Gaara. Naruto changes target and destroys the stone beneath the ritual circle instead. The platform tilts. The pull loses rhythm. Pain ends the ritual before the damaged link can tear the host apart. Pain ends the ritual and orders retreat. Deidara takes the living Kazekage on his clay bird. Sasori holds the cave with Hiroko, knowing Chiyo will stay for him. Naruto wants to follow both. Sakura gives him the decision he needs.
Go after Gaara. Chiyo and I can stop the puppet. Kakashi, keep Naruto from trading himself for the body.
He's not a body.
Then bring him back breathing.
Naruto and Kakashi pursue. Sakura and Chiyo remain. The two battles depart from canon at the same point. Sasori can't spend hours assuming the extraction is complete. He tries to escape with the information and poisons already exposed. Sakura breaks Hiruko. Chiyo forces the third Kazekage puppet into the open. Their fight remains dangerous, but Team Guy returns from the barrier sooner and blocks Sasori's last retreat. Sakura has prepared one antidote dose from Kankurado's blood. Sasori knows it and changes poisons after the first exchange. Chiyo takes a needle meant for Sakura, then seals the wound before it spreads. Sakura can't spin the dose on both of them. Chiyo orders her to keep it for the fighter who must reach the Kazekage. Sakura refuses the choice. She uses a fraction to slow Chiyo's poison, keeps the remainder, and changes how she fights. Instead of trading wounds to close distance, she lets Chiyo's puppets pull her through the iron sand. Team Guy reaches the entrance as Sasori prepares the 100 puppets. Their arrival doesn't win the battle. It denies him the empty path he planned to escape through. Lee and Guy hold that path while Sakura breaks the core. Chiyo's parent puppets take the final opening. Sasori dies by Chiyo's parent puppets. Chiyo survives because no resurrection waits after the fight. Above the canyon, Deidara carries a hostage who can still wake. He places clay near Gaara's seal and warns Naruto that one careless attack ends the Kazekage before Shukaku can save him. Naruto stops throwing Rasengan. He sends clones across separate ridges, not to attack Deidara, but to keep the bird turning away from each approach. Kakashi watches the pattern and prepares Kamui for the one angle Deidara can't change without exposing Gaara. Gaara wakes for 3 seconds. Shukaku's fear pushes against him. Gaara uses the last sand inside his gourd to lift his own wrist away from the clay charge. That movement gives Kakashi the clear line. Kamui removes Deidara's bombing arm. Naruto's clone catches the severed clay before it falls onto Gaara. The original jumps from the ridge, takes Gaara from the bird, and lands badly enough to crack the stone below. Deidara detonates a clay double and escapes through the smoke with one arm gone. Kakashi can't use Kamui again without collapsing. Naruto shields Gaara from the blast with clones and his own back. The clones vanish. Naruto remains over Gaara while fragments of clay fall around them. He waits for an inherited memory to tell him whether Shukaku survived. Nothing comes. Naruto puts 2 fingers under Gaara's nose the way Sakura taught him. Breath. Weak and warm. He presses a hand to the seal. Sand moves once around his wrist and releases. Present evidence arrives before any memory. When the dust settles, Gaara is breathing. The quiet after the rescue lasts longer than Naruto expects. Sakura checks Gaara twice. Chiyo checks the seal. Shukaku has been pulled close to the point of separation, but the final link remains. Gaara will live without another person's life paying for it. Naruto sits beside him until his hands stop shaking.
The signal worked.
You sent it while fighting Deidara. Give yourself some credit.
Shukaku was afraid.
Then ask him before you tell anyone what he remembered.
Gaara hears the rule beneath Naruto's answer. He closes his eyes and speaks inward before giving Chiyo any detail about the statue. The sand sees its Kazekage carried through the gate alive. Chiyo walks behind him rather than dying in the desert. Shukaku remains sealed. Those 3 survivors force every village with a Jinchuriki to treat Akatsuki intelligence as a shared emergency rather than a private weakness. Chiyo meets Naruto at the hospital after Gaara wakes. She says the sand once treated Jinchuriki as military property and then blamed the child when the weapon hurt people. Naruto expects Kurama's anger to rise. The fox stays quiet. Chiyo asks how Naruto knew Shukaku's extraction remained incomplete. Naruto tells her he didn't know. He felt resistance, heard Kurama's warning, and checked Gaara's breath after the fight. The answer matters to the old woman. Naruto carried access to an ancient witness and still left room to be wrong. She places her notes on the extraction seal in the shared file before the Sand Council can reduce them to a summary. Gaara adds one condition. Each Jinchuriki decides which personal seal details leave the village. Cooperation begins with the hosts in the room. The mist sends nothing. The cloud sends partial seal data. The stone confirms one missing Jinchuriki only after Jiraiya shows proof from the cave. Cooperation arrives late, guarded, and real enough to change the next hunt. It also gives Itachi less time. Itachi contacts Sasuke through a crow before Obito can arrange their meeting. He names the Uchiha hideout and comes alone. Sasuke brings Kakashi against the instruction and leaves Naruto outside the barrier with Jiraiya. Inside, Sasuke demands the truth behind the single image Itachi showed him years earlier. Itachi tells it plainly. The clan planned a coup. Danzo ordered a massacre. Hiruzen delayed. Obito helped. Itachi chose the village's order and left Sasuke alive, then tried to shape him through hatred. Kakashi listens without interrupting. Sasuke asks why the third let Danzo keep authority after the massacre. Itachi says Hiruzen believed exposing the crime would break the village, and trusted a private arrangement to protect Sasuke. Sasuke's Sharingan turns toward Kakashi.
Did you know?
No.
Will you report it now?
Every word. You can stand beside me when I do.
The promise gives Sasuke a route that doesn't come from either brother. Itachi sees him take it.
You chose my enemy, my reason to live, and the day I was supposed to kill you.
Yes.
You have an excuse for the village. What is your excuse for me?
I have none.
The answer doesn't calm Sasuke. It keeps Itachi from manipulating him again. Orochimaru attacks through the curse mark before the brothers finish. Sasuke has resisted the mark inside Konoha for years, denying Orochimaru the willing arrival he expected. Itachi's weakened chakra and Sasuke's anger give the snake one last opening. White snakes burst from Sasuke's shoulder. Orochimaru rises in his Hydra form and reaches for the body he marked. Itachi summons the Susanoo. The Totsuka blade pierces the central head and seals Orochimaru before he can retreat into the mark. The strike empties Itachi. He falls before Susanoo fades. Naruto and Jiraiya break the barrier. Naruto has inherited memories of death, hosts, and seals, but no medical skill. Sakura and Tsunade save Itachi through ordinary diagnosis. They can't erase his illness. They control the bleeding, reduce the damage from years of medicine, and give him a treatment that may add years if he stops fighting like a man already dead. Sasuke remains at the hospital through the first night.
Obito will come when he believes you are alone.
I won't be.
Good. That wasn't an order.
Sasuke takes the truth from his brother rather than Obito. Anger at Konoha remains. Danzo remains answerable. The masked man no longer controls the first version Sasuke hears. Tsunade keeps Itachi in a guarded room because medical care doesn't clear him of the massacre. Sasuke visits anyway. Their conversations are short and frequently bad. Sasuke asks direct questions. Itachi has to answer without arranging the answer around a future plan. Danzo tries to deny the account. Kakashi produces Itachi, Sasuke, Naruto's birth memory details, and recovered root records. Tsunade removes Danzo from the council while the investigation proceeds. He doesn't receive time to turn Sasuke's anger toward Obito. Team 7 trains together between hearings. Sasuke's place inside it is strained, not lost. Sakura refuses to let either brother turn Itachi's illness into another secret. Naruto asks Kurama before sharing anything about the masked controller. Kurama permits the chakra description and nothing from the fox's earlier hosts. Itachi's warning and the shared Akatsuki reports point toward the hidden rain. Jiraiya intends to investigate. Naruto refuses to let him enter alone. By then, Naruto has learned Sage Mode at Mount Myoboku. The skill comes from training, not memory. What the memories add is recognition. When Naruto sees Pain's Rinnegan, he remembers Hagoromo's eyes and immediately marks the resemblance as a guess, not identity. Jiraiya and Naruto enter through the drainage tunnels with a reverse summoning mark prepared for exit. They locate Konan, follow the chakra receivers, and encounter 3 paths before the full 6-body formation closes. The rain itself becomes part of the problem. Every pipe carries chakra. Every drop changes the sound of footsteps. Naruto's first Sage scan finds hundreds of civilians and 6 bodies moving without ordinary life in them. He can't identify the controller through that noise. Konan attacks with paper that becomes the wall around them. Jiraiya traps a sample in oil. Naruto follows one receiver's chakra direction through the floor, but the line branches whenever another body enters range. They capture the animal path only after Naruto lets a giant centipede swallow a shadow clone. The returned experience gives him its approach from inside. Jiraiya blocks the summoning, Naruto strikes the receiver, and the body falls without blood. The lack of a living response confirms half the theory. It doesn't reveal the person sending the chakra. Pain's shared sight exposes every ordinary blind angle. Naruto's clones give him multiple viewpoints, but each one still sees through its own eyes. Jiraiya realizes the bodies are receiving a common image from elsewhere.
6 bodies, 1 set of eyes behind them.
The rods carry chakra. If I touch one in Sage mode, I can follow the direction.
Touch it, mark the direction, and we leave. We came for information.
Naruto wants to stay when he hears Nagato's voice through Yahiko's body. Jiraiya uses the escape mark before recognition becomes a trap. They return to Mount Myoboku injured, carrying the body of one path and the location line toward Nagato. Jiraiya survives because the mission had 2 observers, a planned exit, and no need to die, proving the final fact. Back at Mount Myoboku, Naruto expects Jiraiya to celebrate. The Sannin spends the first hour vomiting rainwater, and the second writing every body, receiver, and shared sightline they observed.
We got out. You can look happy about it.
I will be happy after the report reaches Tsunade.
You can write while happy.
Never tried it.
The joke ends when Jiraiya writes Yahiko's face. Naruto realizes his teacher knew the dead man whose body is being used. They sit with that fact before planning the defense. Pain attacks Konoha anyway. Knowledge of the 6 bodies lets the village separate summons, protect the hospital, and target the Naraka path. It doesn't stop Almighty Push from flattening Konoha. Naruto arrives in Sage mode with Jiraiya beside the toads and sees the village reduced to dust. The battle remains Naruto's. Jiraiya protects civilians and blocks summons while Naruto defeats the paths. When Hinata falls and the Nine Tails begins to break the seal, Naruto receives Kurama's memories as one continuous flood. Chains, Madara, masked control, every host, every cage. Before the seal breaks, Naruto sees the present through one opening in the flood. Jiraiya is holding the Predapath away from the wounded. Sakura is directing the hospital evacuation. Hinata's hand moves against the stone. Kurama's rage says, "Destroy everything before it can cage them again." Naruto says Hinata's name aloud. The present remains long enough for Minato's chakra to appear. He almost disappears inside them. Minato's remaining chakra stops the seal. Naruto returns to the present with his father's hand on his shoulder, and one current fact: Hinata is alive. He defeats the final path and follows the receiver to Nagato. Nagato recognizes Hagoromo's chakra around the fragments Naruto carries. He expects Naruto to use ancient pain as authority. Naruto refuses.
You have seen what humans did to the tailed beasts. You know peace has always rested on somebody's captivity.
I saw his pain. I didn't live it. And I don't get to kill people with it like it belongs to me.
Then what answer did your own life give you?
Naruto looks at Jiraiya, wounded and alive beside the paper trees. He thinks of Gaara breathing, Sasuke hearing the truth, Iruka taking the shuriken, and Konoha waiting beneath dust.
Keep people alive long enough to choose something different. That's all I've got right now.
Nagato doesn't surrender to a perfect argument. He looks at Jiraiya, the teacher he expected his choices to kill, and at Naruto, who carried another creature's hatred without using it as permission. Jiraiya speaks to Nagato as the student he knew, not the body that destroyed Konoha. He admits that leaving the Rain Children after teaching them to survive was easier than staying to help build the peace he promised. Nagato says their country paid for that distance. Naruto doesn't defend Jiraiya. Jiraiya doesn't ask him to. The admission removes one excuse from the room. Nagato still owns every death he caused. Jiraiya owns the point where he left. Naruto owns what he does after hearing both. He chooses Rinne rebirth. Konoha's dead return. Nagato dies. Konan entrusts the rain to a new path outside Akatsuki. Naruto returns to the village on foot. He has enough chakra for a toad ride and refuses it because half the road is lined with people who woke after seeing the village destroyed. They reach for him, call his name, and crowd close enough that Jiraiya has to clear a path. The attention once would have been everything Naruto wanted. Now he keeps looking for faces that should be there. Kakashi appears near the front, alive after Nagato's jutsu. Hinata stands with her arm in a sling. Sakura hits Naruto once for frightening her, and then holds him until his bruised ribs object.
You came back.
So did everyone else.
Nagato didn't.
The crowd quiets around that fact. A man who destroyed the village also restored the lives he took. Naruto refuses to reduce either act to the other. Tsunade finds Jiraiya leaning against the hospital wall after the welcome. She checks the old wounds from rain and the new ones from pain. Jiraiya jokes that surviving 2 meetings with his former student should earn a discount. Tsunade charges him for the broken window Naruto used on the way in. Sasuke visits before nightfall. He asks whether the Rinnegan matched the eyes in Kurama's memory. Naruto says the pattern did, the chakra didn't, and the man was Nagato, not Hagoromo.
Good. You checked.
Stop sounding like Kakashi.
He could sound worse.
Kakashi is standing in the open doorway. For a few minutes, Team 7 shares one hospital room, all alive, while the village outside begins lifting timber from the streets. That night, Naruto enters the seal. The fox waits behind the gate.
You stood before the Rinnegan and used none of my memories to claim you understood him.
It wasn't my life.
Kurama,
What?
my name. Use it when you speak to me. Don't shout it across the village.
Naruto grins so widely that Kurama threatens to take the name back. For the first time, Naruto learns something about the fox because the fox chose to tell him. Naruto asks whether he may write the name in the 5th column. Kurama says the notebook is Naruto's, then warns him again not to announce it to every human who asks. Naruto writes the name once, closes the cover, and doesn't add a description of the memory that earned it. The next morning, Jiraiya notices the new word. He doesn't ask how Naruto learned it. Naruto notices that restraint too. He closes the notebook before breakfast and carries the name without needing to display it. Naruto and Jiraiya leave the rain to warn the villages that Nagato is dead and the demonic statue remains. Obito arrives after them. Konan fights him in the flooded canyon. Her paper bombs force Izanagi. Obito survives, kills her, takes one Rinnegan from Nagato's body, and removes the statue before the rain can secure it. A wounded messenger reaches Jiraiya 2 days later. Naruto returns with him and finds the canyon covered in burned paper. Kamui has left a spiral distortion in the seal residue around Nagato's chamber. Naruto touches the damaged stone. The night of his birth opens again. The masked man's chakra winds around the Sharingan command, rough and hollow in the same direction as the scar in front of him. Naruto pulls his hand away.
It was him! The man who attacked my parents took Nagato's eye!
Do you have a name?
No, I have the chakra. We find the rest in the present.
Jiraiya brings the chakra description to Konoha. Kakashi reads it beside Itachi's report from the Uchiha massacre. Both describe the same space-time movement, the same single visible Sharingan, and the same habit of letting attacks pass through before taking hold of a target. Kakashi hears the name Obito in none of the evidence. He sees it everywhere. The spiral technique resembles his own Mangekyo. The masked man knew the hidden route into the Uchiha district. Minato's old report described a chain and timing Kakashi remembers from the student who once tried to catch everything at the last second.
Similar jutsu and an old name aren't proof. I need his face or the other eye.
Then we find it in the present.
He will move first. Nagato is dead, the statue is gone from the rain, and the villages have started sharing targets.
Itachi is right. Obito stops waiting for Akatsuki to remove every Jinchuriki cleanly. The organization already captured the Two Tails and Four Tails before the Sand Alliance formed. Several other hunts failed after Gaara's warning spread. Shukaku remains inside Gaara. Killer Bee remains hidden by the cloud. Kurama remains inside Naruto. The statue contains complete chakra from 2 beasts, pieces taken during failed captures, and residue from Shukaku's interrupted extraction. It is far from the complete 10 Tails Obito intended. It is enough to begin a war. Gaara calls the first summit while all 5 Kage are still arguing about whether Akatsuki intelligence can be believed. He brings Chiyo's extraction notes, his own living seal, and the fragment of Deidara's clay found inside the sand. Naruto attends as a Jinchuriki witness rather than a village weapon. Killer Bee does the same for the cloud. The stone sends records only after Gaara lists the days it concealed Roshi's disappearance. The mist confirms that its missing ruler was once controlled by a masked Sharingan user. The pattern gives Kakashi another piece of present evidence. A man with one visible Sharingan has controlled a tailed beast, crossed sealed rooms, and shaped conflicts for years. The alliance forms with limits. Each village keeps command of its own Jinchuriki. Seal diagrams remain with the hosts unless they permit release. Mixed sensor units share chakra traces, and Jiraiya's toads carry messages when ordinary routes fail. The limits cause trouble immediately. The cloud refuses to disclose B's training island. The stone wants every Akatsuki sighting routed through its own intelligence office before the Alliance receives it. The mist has years of missing records from the time its Mizukage was controlled. Gaara refuses to sign a declaration that calls Shukaku a military asset. The Raikage refuses language that could let a tailed beast overrule its Kage. Naruto suggests asking the beast to attend. Half the room assumes he is joking. Killer B lets Gyuki speak through him first. Gaara opens a narrow part of his seal for Shukaku. Naruto asks Kurama, who refuses to perform for people who spent the morning discussing ownership. Naruto relays the refusal without softening it. The meeting ends with a temporary rule. No host can be moved, tested, or used as bait without consent. The wording falls short of Naruto's hopes. It still goes farther than any village agreement before it. The rule saves Fu 3 weeks later. An allied sensor traces Hidan and Kakuzu toward the waterfall. Under the old system, the village would have hidden its Jinchuriki and denied she existed. Under the new one, Fu approves a shared defense and chooses the ground herself. The Akatsuki pair retreat when Leaf and Sand teams arrive before their trap closes. One Jinchuriki survives because a council argument produced a usable order. The first argument is over Naruto's memories. One elder wants him placed beside the sensor division and exposed to every recovered Akatsuki object. Another suggests genjutsu to force useful fragments forward. Gaara ends the proposal before Tsunade has to break the table.
The memories belong to Kurama. Naruto decides what happens to his own mind. Neither is Alliance property.
Shukaku's host learned one useful sentence.
You want me to tell him that?
Absolutely not.
Naruto hides a smile during the summit and gives only the chakra description Kurama already approved. Obito appears above the table as a projection and declares war. He demands Naruto and Killer B. The Kage refuse. The masked man promises that the statue will take what the villages continue to call theirs. Naruto feels the birth memory rise and holds it beside the projection without letting it replace the man speaking now. The chakra matches. The eye can't be seen clearly enough to give Kakashi proof. War begins before the Alliance finishes agreeing on its ranks. Kabuto offers Obito a second army. Orochimaru is sealed, so Kabuto never absorbs his remains or follows the same path into Snake Sage mode. He still has years of research, stolen cells, and enough knowledge of Edo Tensei to prepare a smaller group of reanimations. One coffin carries a name that makes Obito stop bargaining: Madara Uchiha. Itachi knows Kabuto will need living samples, a protected ritual site, and time. Sasuke knows the abandoned laboratories Orochimaru showed him through the curse mark. Together they trace the supply route before the coffins open. Naruto wants to join. Itachi refuses because Obito is already searching for the Nine Tails. Sasuke agrees with his brother, which makes Naruto object twice as loudly.
We need Obito to know where you are. If you vanish, he changes the war to look for you.
So I'm the loud decoy again.
The role suits you.
I liked it better when only one of you was annoying.
Itachi and Sasuke enter Kabuto's cave while the first seals are still feeding chakra into the bodies. Kabuto uses snakes, medical precision, and the terrain. He lacks the sage transformation that once made him almost impossible to trap. Kabuto has prepared for Sharingan. The cave walls are polished enough to return false reflections. White snakes carry flash tags, forcing both brothers to close their eyes or lose the shapes they are tracking. Reanimated hands reach from unfinished coffins and grab at their ankles without enough chakra to pull whole bodies free. Sasuke fights by sound until one snake hisses from a reflection that should have no breath. He burns the false wall and exposes the control seals behind it. Itachi sends crows through the smoke, each one casting a different shadow. Kabuto cuts 3 illusions and reveals his position on the 4th.
You are dying, Itachi. Why spend what remains protecting the village that ordered your crime?
I am protecting my brother's choice to face that village himself.
Stop answering him and close the coffin.
The brothers move together without pretending the past is settled. Sasuke's flame cuts Kabuto away from the ritual. Itachi's genjutsu stops his hands long enough for the seal. Sasuke burns the prepared bodies before they can rise. Itachi uses Tsukuyomi on Kabuto long enough to interrupt the release sequence, then seals the ritual core with the Totsuka blade. Madara's coffin opens 1 inch and stops. Kabuto wakes bound, alive, and cut off from the technique. Itachi refuses to kill him because the remaining bodies need to be identified and returned. Sasuke accepts the choice after confirming Madara never opened his eyes. No mass reanimation army reaches the battlefield. No revived Madara takes the war away from Obito. Every death from this point belongs to the living people who chose it. Afterward, Sasuke stands before Madara's closed coffin. He spent years believing Uchiha power moved toward one inevitable end. Here is the strongest ancestor he knows, reduced to a body another man planned to use. Itachi asks whether Sasuke wants the coffin destroyed. Sasuke says the remains should be returned to the clan record under guard, with every technique removed. Itachi accepts the answer. Sasuke denies both worship and erasure. They carry Kabuto out alive. The cave collapses behind them with the empty coffin still inside. Obito attacks with White Zetsu, the demonic statue, and the pieces of Tailed Beast Chakra already sealed inside it. Without thousands of legendary reanimations, the war is smaller and harder to hide inside. Zetsu copies allied chakra and enters medical camps. Sakura develops a blood response test with the sensor unit. Shikamaru changes passwords every hour and builds orders that require 2 people to confirm a personal detail no copy has heard. The copies learn the details from captured shinobi. Shikamaru changes again. Every pair carries 1 answer chosen after deployment and never spoken near a third person. Sakura catches a Zetsu wearing Lee's face because it knows the password but can't explain why Lee apologized to a training post that morning.
The post endured my kick without complaint. Courtesy was deserved.
That one is Lee. Check the other one.
The brief laugh lasts until the false Lee attacks from the operating tent. Sakura breaks it through the floor before it reaches a patient. White Zetsu can copy chakra and appearance. It can't copy a life it never watched. The Alliance begins using small, embarrassing memories as armor. Gaara leads the desert front, with Shukaku still inside him. Their cooperation is rough. Shukaku lends sand when the statue's chains reach for other Jinchuriki, then spends the next minute insulting every formation Gaara chooses. Killer Bee keeps the 8 Tails mobile. Jiraiya and Tsunade command the barrier line. Kakashi remains with Naruto because Kamui is the one technique confirmed to share Obito's space. The masked man finally enters the field when the Zetsu army fails to bring either Jinchuriki close enough. He chooses a narrow valley where the allied divisions can't surround the statue. Zetsu roots close both exits. Partial Tailed Beast Chakra gives the statue enough strength to tear through Gaara's first sand wall and B's ink seals. Naruto sends clones to every division with the order to fall back from the center rather than feed more chakra into the chains. A stone commander refuses to take orders from a leaf Jinchuriki. Gaara repeats the command under his own authority. The retreat happens seconds before the valley floor opens. The Alliance survives the first attack because 2 Kage-level witnesses back the person Obito expected them to treat as cargo. Naruto sees him in person and feels the complete match. The same chakra, the same spiral pull, the same pressure that sat around Kurama's eye on the night of his birth.
You were there when I was born.
I have watched many weapons enter the world.
You killed my parents.
The fox killed them. You remember the claw.
Kurama's rage hits Naruto so hard that his knees bend. The statement uses the image accurately and strips away the person who forced it to happen. Naruto doesn't answer from the memory.
You put him under genjutsu. You made the choice.
Obito reaches for Naruto. Kakashi sends a kunai through Kamui at the instant the hand becomes solid. The blade returns from the shared dimension and cuts beneath the mask. The timing fails once. Kakashi's kunai returns too early and passes through Obito's sleeve. Naruto adjusts by watching the pull in the air rather than the body. Sasuke uses Amaterasu to force Obito to phase longer, giving Kakashi another measure of the shared space. On the third attempt, Naruto throws the kunai himself. Kakashi takes it into Kamui, waits for Obito's hand to close around Naruto's shoulder, and returns it from the blind side. Orange shell breaks away. Scarred skin, black hair, and the right eye appear. Kakashi knows the face.
Obito.
You took long enough.
The reveal gives Kakashi pain, not time. Obito summons the statue before anyone can close around him. The demonic statue rises behind Obito with 7 empty eyes and 2 beginning to open. Chains fire from its mouth toward Naruto, B, and Gaara. Gaara blocks the first with layers of sand. B cuts another with a tailed beast arm. Naruto dodges, and the chain curves after him without using sight. It is following Kurama's chakra through the seal. Naruto enters a partial cloak and pulls back. The chain tightens. Inside the corridor, it has hooked the gate and something spread far beyond it. The copied memories woven through Naruto since childhood. Every remembered contact between Kurama and another beast becomes a faint route. Shukaku beside Hagoromo. Gyuki arguing with the fox. Old hosts carrying pieces of Kurama's chakra. The statue uses those links to reach for the living beasts across the battlefield. Kurama tries to cut the memories away from his side of the seal. They are copies inside Naruto, not pages he can simply reclaim. Pulling against the chain tears through both of them. Naruto sees his entire childhood flash at once. Minato's portrait, Iruka's sandals, Sasuke's red eyes in the mirrors, Gaara falling, Jiraiya's 4 columns, Kurama's name. Some images belong to the fox, some belong to Naruto. The chain has tied them together so tightly that he can't tell where one ends.
Release the gate. I can fight the chain directly.
It will take you.
It is taking both of us now.
Jiraiya holds the outer seal with both hands. He can slow the extraction and nothing more. Kakashi and Sasuke keep Obito solid for brief strikes, yet the statue repairs every broken chain with chakra from the captured beasts. Outside Naruto's mind, his body rises from the ground whenever the chain pulls and slams down when Jiraiya's seal catches it. Sakura reaches him but can't touch the chain without losing chakra to it. She treats the damage around the seal instead, keeping Naruto's body alive while he and Kurama make the choice inside. Gaara feels Shukaku being dragged through Naruto's copied route. He drives sand around Naruto's waist and anchors it to bedrock. B wraps a tentacle around the chain, taking some of the pull into Gyuki's seal. The other hosts can't solve Naruto's inner problem. They can keep him on the battlefield long enough to choose. Naruto looks at the copied lifetime and understands why force can't settle it. The memories arrived without Kurama's consent. Keeping them now gives the statue more ways to reach him. Naruto opens the inner seal only enough for his chakra to touch Kurama's directly.
Take them back!
You will lose every memory that came from me.
They were yours before I knew your name.
Some of what you built around them is yours.
Then I'll keep the choices.
Kurama accepts. The old memories leave Naruto in one rush. Madara's control, Kushina's chains, Hagoromo, the young-tailed beasts, forgotten hosts, ancient roads, and centuries of anger pass through the open seal into Kurama. Naruto loses the chakra routes the statue was following. The chain slips from his mind and catches only the outer gate. He also loses the first clear image of Minato and Kushina protecting him. Other losses follow. The sound of Hagoromo naming 9 beasts. The first time Kurama saw the moon reflected in water. Hosts Naruto knew only through fear, anger, or one gentle hand. He tries to hold one face and realizes that holding it would repeat the theft. He lets the face go. Naruto knows they were his parents. He remembers meeting their chakra later through his own life. The view from Kurama's eyes is gone. There is no time to mourn it. The chain tightens around the gate. Kurama lowers his head.
Naruto, my chakra, my choice. Take it.
The gate opens. Golden Chakra crosses the seal because Kurama sends it, not because Naruto tears it free. Their hands meet. For the first time, the power carries only the memory Kurama chooses to share in that moment. The battlefield as he sees it now. Naruto sees Gaara's sand around his body, B braced against the chain, Sakura's hands at the seal, Jiraiya bleeding over the formula, Kakashi watching Obito, Sasuke guarding Naruto's open side, and Kurama facing forward with him. The view contains no ancient answer. It shows the people here. Naruto enters Ninetales Chakra mode. Kurama's current sight gives Naruto the chain roots inside the statue. Shukaku and Gyuki share the positions of their own chakra. The three Jinchuriki attack the same weak point from separate sides. Gaara crushes the outer joint with sand. B cuts the exposed chain. Naruto drives a Rasen Shuriken into the empty socket before the statue can grow another. The captured chakra begins to leak out. Faint shapes emerge from the broken sockets. Matatabi's blue flame. Son Goku's heavy outline. Pieces of other beasts pulled during failed hunts. Naruto no longer carries Kurama's childhood memories of them. Kurama calls their names and tells him where each fragment belongs. Naruto relays the names to the SEAL teams. Gaara builds sand vessels around each piece. B uses Gyuki's tentacles to keep them separate. The recovery works because Kurama chooses what to share at the instant it is needed. Obito phases through Sasuke's Amaterasu and tries to pull Naruto into Kamui. Kakashi follows the distortion with his own eye. He sends Naruto's clone into the shared space before Obito materializes there. The clone lands the punch Kakashi has been waiting years to set up. Outside, Sasuke catches Obito with Susanoo the instant his body returns. Itachi's blade pins the sleeve without piercing him. Sakura breaks the ground beneath his escape route. Jiraiya's barrier closes above. Obito abandons the mask completely and pulls the Rinnegan's black rods from his sleeve. He drives one toward Kakashi. Naruto catches the wrist.
You gave up the only past that told you what the world is.
I have my own past. You're in it too. I just don't have to let you choose the ending.
Obito looks toward the statue. Black Zetsu rises from its broken base and reaches for his body. It tells him the war can continue if he becomes the vessel for what remains. Sasuke's Sharingan sees the black shape moving with chakra separate from Obito's.
Itachi, the black one is separate.
Itachi turns the Totsuka blade. Black Zetsu tries to sink through the earth and finds Gaara's sand packed beneath it. The blade catches the foreign will and seals it before it can enter Obito or reach the leaking statue. With Zetsu gone, the plan to restore Kaguya loses the will guiding it. With Kabuto captured, Madara remains dead. With three living Jinchuriki pulling back their own chakra, the incomplete Ten Tails never forms. The statue collapses into an empty shell. Obito makes one final attempt to enter Kamui. Kakashi follows him into the shared space. They fight without masks, armies, or borrowed beasts. Obito is stronger. Kakashi knows his habits. Each lands one final strike. Obito falls first. Kakashi returns carrying him alive. Obito wakes beneath 5 layers of seals with Kakashi seated outside. He asks why Kakashi didn't leave him in Kamui. Kakashi says the dead version of Obito made too many choices for the living one already.
Are you going to tell me what Rin would have wanted?
No. You used her memory long enough. Answer for what you chose after she died.
Obito looks away. The trial ahead won't give him the dream where every loss disappears. It will make him hear the names of people his dream required him to erase. There is no quick forgiveness. Obito faces the villages, the Uchiha survivors, the rain, and Naruto. His defeat ends the war. It doesn't erase the people missing from the field. The Alliance spends years doing the less dramatic work that victory leaves behind. Konoha rebuilds the Uchiha district as a living neighborhood rather than a memorial kept closed. Sasuke helps open the clan records and refuses a council seat offered as apology. Sakura becomes the medic trusted to tell Itachi when his body can fight and when his pride is trying to make the decision. Itachi loses more of his sight and gains ordinary years he never planned to have. He trains Genin, testifies again when new root files surface, and learns that breakfast with Sasuke can remain uncomfortable without becoming a final meeting. Naruto visits the rain with Jiraiya. They find Conan's paper flowers fused to the canyon stone and build the first memorial there before discussing politics. The rain joins the alliance through its own council rather than another leader chosen by a foreign village. The captured tailed beast Chakra returns to the surviving hosts where possible. The Two Tails and Four Tails can't bring their Jinchuriki back, and the grief of those losses remains. Gaara and Shukaku help write the first agreement that recognizes a tailed beast as a participant rather than village property. Killer Bee signs it with a rhyme the legal staff removes from the official copy. Itachi testifies about the massacre and Danzo. Tsunade keeps him alive long enough to live under the answer. Sasuke stays with Team 7 while Konoha opens the Uchiha record and removes Danzo from power. The brothers don't become easy, they become present. Jiraiya returns to the rain and helps rebuild what he once left. He complains that responsible endings sell fewer books. Naruto tells him to write better books. Kurama doesn't restore the lifetime Naruto returned. He shares memories when he chooses. Sometimes they are useful. Obito's angle during an old attack, Shukaku's preferred signal, the feel of a broken seal. Sometimes they aren't. The taste of a fruit that vanished centuries ago, a nap beneath a tree too small for Kurama now, Hagoromo losing an argument with 9 young beasts at once. Naruto listens differently. He asks questions. Kurama refuses many of them. The refusal no longer feels like a locked cage. One evening, Naruto asks whether Kurama misses the other beasts as they were around Hagoromo. Kurama says he misses some of them and tolerated the rest. Naruto asks which group Shukaku belongs to. Kurama closes the seal space conversation for the night. The next morning, Naruto finds a memory waiting with permission. Young Shukaku drawing in sand while young Kurama deliberately places one tail across the picture. Naruto laughs so hard at breakfast that Sakura assumes he is choking. Years later, Naruto climbs the stairs to his Hokage inauguration. He could cross the distance in one jump. Kurama points this out before the third landing.
You can jump to the roof.
Everybody else had to walk.
Everybody else wasn't late to become Hokage.
Naruto runs the last flight. Kakashi waits with the hat. Sakura straightens Naruto's cloak. Sasuke stands near the back, home between journeys for the day. Gaara has come from the sand. Jiraiya is loudly telling anyone who will listen that he trained the 7th and quietly wiping his eyes when he thinks Tsunade can't see him. Naruto steps onto the roof and looks over Konoha. The inauguration is smaller than the one he imagined as a child. No giant declaration repairs the past. The village below includes people who once feared him, children who know Kurama as a name rather than a disaster, and shinobi from villages that once hid their Jinchuriki from one another. Gaara catches Naruto's eye from the visiting row and taps one finger against the written tailed beast agreement inside his sleeve. Sasuke nods toward the hat as if Naruto might have forgotten why he climbed the stairs. Jiraiya finally stops pretending dust entered both eyes. He no longer remembers the first time Kurama saw the village. He remembers painting the Hokage monument, Irika at the clearing, Team 7 on the bridge, Gaara in the sand, Jiraiya in the rain, and Kurama extending a hand because he chose to. Those memories are enough. Inside the seal, Kurama asks whether Naruto wants to hear what Minato said in the final second before the gate closed. Naruto breathes. The crowd waits below.
After the ceremony, tell me when you're ready.
Kurama agrees. Naruto puts on the Hokage hat carrying his own life. His oldest friend keeps the rest of the stories and decides when to share them. Below the roof, the crowd begins chanting his name. Naruto once needed that sound to prove he existed. He can enjoy it now without asking it to explain him. Kurama hears the chant from inside the seal and complains that humans repeat themselves. Naruto asks whether foxes are any better. Kurama reminds him that he returned the evidence. Naruto says he kept enough personal experience to answer. Their argument follows him to the railing, familiar, current, and entirely theirs. Would Naruto have become the same person if Kurama had taken the memories back when he was still a child? Or did carrying them shape choices only Naruto could make? Tell me below. If you enjoyed the complete 3-part story, leave a like and subscribe to Araragi for more Naruto what-ifs built all the way through their consequences.